Hi there, Karen here, and Happy New Year to you all. I'm starting to scrapbook the photos from this year's Christmas. These were taken a couple of weeks before Christmas of my little granddaughter when they were starting to decorate the house. And I decided to use this background paper. It's quite an old, probably a couple of years old, Hip Kit exclusive. I think it's from a Christmas kit. It is definitely a Christmas paper of these pink stars, which are really pretty and went very well with the photos, which I've now gessoed and is drying while I'm cutting out these trees from a really old piece of scrapbook paper, which I've had for a while. As you can see, this is all I had left. I have used it before. They're so easy to fussy cut, these trees, and they're so pretty, so I have used them probably on more than one layout in the past. I'm not sure how many. So I've cut those out, and then I had another piece of Christmas paper. I think that's probably from Print for a Studio, again from an old Hip Kit. So I'll cut some trees out from that, because I do love my Christmas trees on a Christmas layout. This is some Heidi Swap Colour Shine in pink, and I'm now going to put do a little bit of mixed media on the background, which is why I gessoed my paper. As you can see, it's just faded out the area in the middle. I've never been very successful using the packaging technique, so I saw Missy Whidden using the brayer a while ago, and I thought I really must give that a try, and it made it go on much easier for me. So I did the pink first, and now I'm adding some gold. I just wanted it to be a little bit shiny. It didn't have to be really, really bright background, but I wanted a little bit of shine from the gold and from the pink, sort of because I thought that would go nicely behind the photos and just give it a little bit of just a not glittery finish, more of a glistening finish, I suppose. And I just like that. It's quite a subtle background, but I rather like the way it turned out. You can see it just catches the light there as you turn it. And so the next thing I'm going to do is a few splatters, again with the same two mists. This is from the pink, and then I'll do a little bit with the gold, just splatter around the page, just to add a little bit of extra interest. There we are, just splattering around the edges, just drying them off quickly. I didn't really want to use the heat gun because I thought it would move it around too much, so I just thought I'd use the kitchen towel. And I'm just trying to think about the placement, what I'm going to use behind the photos, and I think they'll be quite nice. I turned that one around. I thought actually I quite like that one, but in the meantime I've put those aside, and I thought, I need a bit more on my background. So I've got this whole piece it's actually sequin waste. I've had it for years. It's got little tiny stars. So it must at one time had lots of little star sequins in it, but I've had this piece of waste for a long time, and I've used it quite a lot. I really like it as a little stencil, and it's some Heidi Swap texture paste in gold. I'm just putting it in a couple of places around the page, and it's quite a nice effect. These little tiny stars. So I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. And while that's drying, I'm going to do my background layers for my photos. I just picked out some tissue paper and some scraps of card and paper. And I'm going to start off with this pink tissue because I think pink is the colour that's really quite dominant on this layout. Pink and gold, I think, are my main colours, with a little hint of mint here and there, because there was that little outfit on the right-hand side had pink and mint in it. So I'm going to use a little bit of that as well. So I'm just backing both photos, first of all, with some pink tissue. And then this is a piece of vellum, which had some gold, I think it's sort of slightly floral, but just a little bit of gold picks up on that bit of vellum. And this one I'm going to use this zigzaggy mint. Again, it's a Hip Kit exclusive from a year or two ago. I'm sure it was a Christmas one as well. All of these are old Christmas papers that I'm using, but not particularly classic Christmas, perhaps, the colours here. And there's another piece of pink vellum that I'm using on this one. So this one's got quite a bit of vellum behind it, and this one's got more cardstock backing it all. But the colours are all very similar, sort of pink and gold and mint. They're the colours that I've mainly used here. Just trimming that down. There we are. I love these little pictures of Alyssa. I think that she looks so cute. She just never seen anything like this before. I think you can see from her face she was just full of wonder. She's 8 months old now, so This was her first Christmas, and it was a magical time for all of us. I didn't end up using the gold tissue. It didn't seem to be quite the right gold. It was a bit too dark, so I didn't use that in the end. Now here are my trees that I fussy cut earlier. I'm just laying them out, seeing roughly where I want them to go. And I think they look all right there. And then I've just put the little ones across the top, sort of across the top of one of the photos. But before I do that, I thought I need another layer, and I'm going to use a gold doily. So I'll cut it in half, and I'm going to put half behind each photo. And I think that just finishes all off nicely. It really just makes the photos stand out a little bit more from the background. They were just blending a little bit too much because all the colours are quite delicate, and I thought it just needed a little bit more to make them stand out against the background. And obviously a bit of foam as well, a bit of craft foam, just to lift them up that little bit from the backing paper. And now I'm going to stick them down. Right, before I started just about to stick it down, and I thought, no, I need a little bit more pink. So this is an ink spritz, what they call a shimmers pink mist, and I've just splattered that around. That was from an old colour kit some months ago. I'm afraid I can't remember. It's probably like crushed candy sugar or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. So now I'm actually going to stick down my trees. Just popping them here and there behind the photo, and just all the way down the left hand side. There we are, all stuck down. And then I'm going to do the little cluster on the right. Just popping that behind the doily and some on top of the doily. And the last little set is the tiny trees. They're the old from the old Pink Fresh Studio paper. And I'm going to just put those in a little row above the photo, just like that. And now I'm going to be working on before I work on my title, I just wanted to pop a little bit under that left-hand photo. It looked a little bare, so I found some old washi tape, the washi tape booklet, I think it was, and just a few strips of washi. And I just thought that little strip it's got little gold stars on it, and I thought that would just finish off underneath there. Then I'm choosing between these two HipKit exclusive fonts. I like the gold one, but I wasn't sure about the size of that T. It sticks up so far. I wasn't sure how it would fit in underneath, because it makes it actually go down quite well below the photo in order to fit it all in. And so I ummed and ahed about that, and I thought I'd try out the pink one as well. So I put that under there, but I didn't actually like that as much in that situation. So I've gone back to plan A with the gold, because I like the font of this one better. And I decided I would just I'll put it in as close to the photo as I could, and I think it looks okay. So I stuck that down, and then there was a few little stars on the sheet. So I thought I'd pop a couple of those in around the title, and that just filled in that gap a little bit as well. And then I found this. I remembered I had this little chipboard piece. It says, I think it says a little angel, and I thought, where can I put that? So I'm just popping it out of its backing card. It's a little chipboard piece, and I just tried it in various spots around the page, but it's almost invisible a lot of the time. It's a very pale wood. It shows up quite well there. That was definitely a possibility. I can see I was considering putting it there. And then I thought perhaps it might be better actually making it part of the title. So first of all I had to do is cut off the A, the letter A at the beginning. I was a bit worried in case I messed it up, but I did manage to get that to come away fairly cleanly. So I've just got Little Angel, and then I can make the whole title Starry-Eyed Little Angel. So I'm just trying to decide what to do with it, how to make it stand out from the background. And I think the first thing I decided to do is to paint it white with some white gesso. So that's what I'm doing here, just having a little blob of gesso on my backing sheet, on my painting sheet. And I'm just going to paint the whole thing white. And that'll give it I thought that might be enough on its own, but in the end I decided no, it needs a bit more. So I'm going to emboss it with some, it's called gold tinsel, so it's like a sparkly gold embossing powder. I tried to do just the angel part and that didn't work out too well, so I ended up embossing the whole thing, which actually looks really nice. I'm just so I've done a bit of it and I'm just doing the final part with my heat gun, and there it is, all embossed and sparkly, and that's where it's going to go. So I've got a starry-eyed little angel, which I thought was fairly appropriate for the photos. She looks fairly starry-eyed, especially in that left-hand photo. And now I've just stuck it down with my tacky glue. And see, just have a close up there. See how it looks. So it's quite sparkly and shiny, and I'm really pleased with that. And I had this little bag of Flair that I've had in my stash for quite a while. They're all Christmas related, so I thought it's time I used a couple of these. So I just picked out two that I thought would work quite well with the colours. And there's that one on the left hand side, the green one. It says Deck the Halls, and as it's about putting up the decorations, I thought that was quite appropriate, and the green works quite well with the greens in the trees. And then the other one is gold on white. And that just says Holy Night. I just thought the colour worked quite well in that spot as well. So it's almost done. All I've got to do now is add my date stamp. I just did it on the tree there. I thought that would be a quite good place to put it, and I'm just filling in where it didn't come out quite right. And then I'm going to do a little bit of journaling and add a couple of little stickers. I went to put this in the album, in my Christmas album after I'd finished it, next to the last layout from 2017, and I had to laugh because the one that was in there already that I put it next to could have been designed to go with it. It looks like it's a double page spread. It's so matches it so perfectly, and it was a complete accident. I hadn't looked at last year's album at all, but it just works out so beautifully. So I photographed it and added it on as an extra photo at the end of the still, so you can see it really wasn't intentional, but it's worked out quite well. So thank you for joining me. Have a very good new year, and join me again soon. Bye.